Welcome back to another episode here at Scrap Mechanic Labs. I am your host, Chief Engineer, and today we're going to be having a wonderful time. We're going to be going over the upcoming tile builder that they're developing for Scrap Mechanic. We're going to talk a little bit about weight shift steering, which is a really neat way to turn your vehicles with thrusters that I thought was a lot of fun doing that. And we're going to wrap it all up with some wonderful community clips. So if some of you enjoy that kind of stuff, there may be quite a bit of that near the end of the video. So stick around, because this vehicle you're seeing right now, this little rocket sled, we're going to show off how it works and give you a few tips on it right after this. Alright, we are back, and we are excited, and we are at the Scrap Mechanic Twitter. Here, they don't give us a whole lot of information, but they pretty much tell us that there is an update on the way, the awesome tile builder that they're working on, and it will allow you to create custom tiles. Now, it shows here how you're able to place the trees. I have a feeling you'll be able to, if it's this granular, you'll be able to place probably anything you want on the tile. Elevation, add the rocks. Have you guys gone underground and seen like the rocks look like they were all like little rocks that were all bunched up together? You know what I'm talking about. The rock thing from that you could see from underground. I have a feeling we're going to be able to place everything and just get this tile building thing going. Now, let me pull out of this window. Oh. And we have the tile builder open here. So as you know, the tile builder, it lets us choose any assortment of tiles and create the custom map of your dreams. And so, to keep this in context with the rest of the video, let's go to a world that I've been working on, my slide racer world. Let's go ahead and load that, and I'll give you an idea of how it's going to work with the slide racers a little bit, and maybe some future upcoming community time events. I know you guys get really excited about that. Please leave a mention in the comments if you're interested in doing some slide racing with me. We'll see if we could get together and do that. But for now, this is just a sneak peek of the map that I'm working on, and we are going to be going into Scrap Mechanic and taking a look at what's going on with these new types of steering methods. Because I know there's always been, you know, the traditional put the steering bar on the bearing and turning it, or using the glitch type steering, which I'm actually pretty fond of. But we're going to try to do it different. We're going to try to do it different. Yeah, we're going to do it different. And let's create a vanilla world, because we're doing this vanilla style. Because my version of Scrap Mechanic's been kind of on the glitchy side, and it's kind of like de-inspirationalizing me some, if that's even a word. And what I've been doing, though, is using it to the best of my ability. So let's go and take a look at one of these slides. I went through a few iterations of these guys, and as you can see, progress moved on till I got to something I was really happy with that performed the way I liked it. Oh no, it's up here. I called it Slide Racer. Started off with a sled. The story behind it is I saw these big beautiful grasslands, and I said, you know, I want to slide around. I want to do a sled. This was, it started off being a tilt sled. Um, that was actually, I gotta give credit where credit is due. My original little slide racer wasn't as cool. Umwell was inspired by my early prototype. He built something with weight shifting that was doing a lot better weight shifting than mine was. That inspired me to build slide slide eraser version 2, which we're on right now. Let me build that. Okay, let us talk about what is going on here with the slide racer. Now, build wise, I made it a little prettier. You know, actually there's stuff that might need to be connected. Yeah, I need to connect that, and I need to connect that stuff. I forget. Now, build wise, it's a really light vehicle, and how it works has to do with a discrepancy between the weight of the seat, because seats are actually a really heavy thing, these seats. And if you get in it, right, and you see, and you can imagine a line, imagine drawing a line right down the middle of this vehicle, right where the headlight and the little horn is. Now, when I shift, that actually puts more of the weight of the vehicle on one side than the other. This is exasperated because the rest of the body of the vehicle is so light. If I add more weight and I make the skis heavier and I use thicker stuff, it takes away from the tilt style center of mass shifting type of steering that I've developed here. So it's a simple idea based on the UFO principle that I used with tilt shifting the UFO, except instead of using it to tilt your weight as you're moving up and down in sort of a horizontal axis, this is more of a plane type axis, not by airplane, I mean like a plane, like a wide open, like depth and width kind of plane. So getting in, you'll see that a majority of the weight shifts to one side, and what it does is when I'm thrusting along here, let me try to make this video look somewhat decent, and I tilt, causes me to just sort of slide, and it's just a drifting maniac. So it's really a neat new take on steering, and you could start oversteering and it'll just slide around, and it is just such a fun thing to do. Now I'm gonna go over, this thing is so quick to build, and it'll get you from one place to another really fast, and as long as you get the weight distribution right on it and you build it up correctly. So let's move to a spot where there's a little less grass, and let's do a quick build showing you. I mean, you could probably figure this out by yourself. It's all vanilla. You got the main core system. The idea here, the crux of the entire build is that little bearing right there. This bearing is the one that tilts the main body here and the two thrusters. And you know what? I'm not going to spoon feed you. I'm not going to hold your hand and take you through baby steps. I'm pretty sure that if you got the game and you want to build it, just by looking at this, you could figure out what's going on here, because you guys are so smart. You guys are so incredibly smart how this works. Now, the only other thing I added was, for effect, I added some bearings here on the thrusters so that when I tilt the thrusters, they do that. I just did it because I think it looks cool. You could actually have the thrusters on their static, and it'll save you a couple of bearings if you're in like a real, you know, tight bind with the supplies. Another neat thing about this is if you just find thrusters and a fuel supply and a survival setting, you can get by, no wheels needed. You could just build yourself a little sled and you could go romping around all over the place. Now, since I'm not going to do like a little step-by-step build for you. Let's take a look at this map and see what we did with the map builder. And woo, let's get going. Let's get going. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3 stripes, and that's a full lap. Now I am looking forward to doing some community time with some more friends here, and maybe getting a few more of these sleds and doing some awesome racing with our weight shift steering. For now, we're just going to wrap it up with some community clips. I know you guys love that stuff. I love the community time, and it is so much fun. So keep dreaming, keep building, and enjoy the rest of this show. Oh my gosh. Woo! Tilt shift steering! Wiggle, 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 yeah! Wiggle, 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 yeah! Wiggle, 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 yeah, yeah. Woo! Look out for the tree, look out for the tree! Ah! Whoa. That's a wrap. Well, for this part. Enjoy the community time. A late Christmas gift. Wow, look at how nice this is. So beautiful. Hey, it's so Christmassy.
Oh my god, what is it?
I love it, Dylan. It's got presents under the tree. It's got a nice little fireplace with the fire and presents. Dylan made me a late Christmas present. How nice is that? Look at that. Smusher. Scrap Mechanic Labs jet. Smusher, how much time have you put into this airplane design? $30 of hard smusher work. It is coming out so nice. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What am I looking at? Oh my goodness. The little honk thing even squishes in. And the... Oh my gosh, that is so awesome!